You are listening to
the WrestleGeddon podcast.
the WrestleGeddon podcast.
What's up, wrestling fans? It is Friday night. You know what that means. It's the WrestleGeddon podcast live right here on youtube.com/forthecollection and facebook.com/WrestleGeddon pod. We are coming off the heels of the Elimination Chamber. We'll talk about our thoughts on that and the fallout throughout this week from the Chamber. We also got AEW's Revolution coming up Sunday night and the cross-branded event between TNA and NXT. Roadblock coming up Tuesday night. We'll get into all that too. But first, of course, I'm Chris the Heat Matthews. He's in Tennessee, Jesus Carl Crossland. And you're listening and watching us on the WrestleGeddon podcast. Carl, what's going on, man?
I don't know, man. Just feeling jaded.
Just feeling jaded, huh?
Yeah. I was listening to Aerosmith. No, I'm kidding. I doubt anybody remembers that song. From like 99 or something. It's like, jaded.
I have that CD.
You got your mother's smile, but your yesterday child to me. Jaded.
Oh, that was off the Just Push Play album.
Yeah, I didn't have the album. When did I come on a soundtrack or something?
I don't think so. I don't think there's much on that album that may have been on a soundtrack.
Might have just been on the radio.
Maybe. I played it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that song though. I like Aerosmith.
I like their early stuff.
Yeah.
And a few of their ballads in the 90s are good, but like
they're one of their last CDs that came out was it Honkin' on a Bobo?
I don't know.
It was it was more like a bluesy rock type album. It wasn't not a big fan.
Yeah. I'm talking about like Toys in the Attic and Get Your Wings and like old stuff. But I did have their video game. It was pretty cool on Super Nintendo. I also played it a lot at the arcade too.
I remember that game. Oh man, I remember the arcade version. I don't remember the console version, but I did play it on the a few times in the arcade.
The console version was actually pretty cool because you could actually like get to the end without spending $20.
Oh, nice. Oh, a whole lot of awesome stuff there. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it since we're talking about bands. Let's get into our random band entrance theme this week.
I'm gonna have myself. Who the hell put this on? So random. For fuck's sake.
All right, random band this week was Lola Young. Lola Young. Quite surprised by some of the songs I listened to. They actually weren't that bad.
Yeah, man. Actually, I listened to, I don't know, probably like 6 songs, and I would say like I enjoyed all of them.
Yeah. All right. Was it you went first last week, right?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because you took my pick.
I got 2.
Lola, okay. For Lola Young, my pick was Conceited.
Okay. That's a pretty good song. I like that. For me, it came down to 2 songs. One was Don't Hate Me, and the other one was I Wish You Were Dead. And I'm gonna go with "Don't Hate Me" because "I Wish You Were Dead" is like my second backup pick, but it's more from like a girl's perspective to
Yeah.
having sex with a boy and kind of being a crazy girlfriend. But yeah, "Don't Hate Me." I like the beat to it. It was pretty cool. And
That was one of the ones I was leaning towards too.
yeah. But like I said, it was like a surprise. Like I'm glad she popped up because it's probably something I'd probably never listened to unless she popped up on the random band entrance.
Yeah, considering we went through 2 other ones to get to that one.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe we should have stuck with them. It'd be like the greatest artist ever or something. I don't know.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I can't even remember who they were.
I don't remember either. It was, I think one was I think they're like
Some,
country
was it?
or like real like unknown country stuff. I think one of them was definitely country. I just don't remember the name of the artist.
You're gonna like the next week's.
What we got for next week?
Next week we have '80s icon "Tears for Fears."
Yes. Oh, because everybody wants to rule the world.
I don't know if they had like I know a few songs, but I don't know if they have anything that's like rocking or I tell deep dive, I guess.
Thanks to those skibbity toilet videos.
Yeah,
on
my
YouTube.
son knows that. Yeah.
Yeah. My kids were obsessed, and I'm sure your son was obsessed with everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've listened to like, a lot of random music. Like I'm one of those people that just like enjoy music. And Tears for Fears popped up on one of the playlists I was listening to. My son like just comes running in out of nowhere, like, I know this song, and I'm like, what? Like, how do you know this song? Like, you know what I mean? And then he showed me the Skippity Toilet uh, videos, which that gets crazy if you watch all of them. It's like, oh gosh.
Those things are insane. I
think they came out like toys or something, didn't they?
Yeah, the toilet things are scary as fuck. That's all I need is sitting on the toilet, go take a dump, and some random head pops out.
Yeah.
Start scatting at me.
Yeah, man. It's one of those things. Like it's like when you think outside the box sometimes, and this, you're truly creative. You can come up with something that's catchy.
Yep, and they got the toy line out of it now too. So it's 2 years, like a year too late, but I mean, there's toys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, awesome stuff. All right, so we got Tears for Fears for next week's random band theme, and Lola Young was this week's. Like I said, pretty good music. If you haven't heard of Lola Young, check her out. Lots of good stuff in there. So
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised. All right, let's get into what everybody's here for, and that is the instant replay.
I said, are you?
If you're wondering what's going on, my layout keeps changing every time I put a video up. So I keep flicking it back and forth to find the right layout again. Awesome stuff. All right. We got some little news tidbits here going into the weekend. One of them just came out today. Pretty stoked for this one. I think it's kind of deserved, even though I'm not like a huge fan of this particular wrestler, but I think he's got a place in history. Lex Luger added to the Hall of Fame class this year.
Yeah. I mean, out of all the names that are in it, like, yeah, he definitely I think he. I mean, like, I don't think he's anybody's favorite wrestler. Maybe there's like a few like cult followers that that's their guy. But I mean, me that watched all of WCW and all of WWF, like he had like pretty good pushes in both companies
Absolutely. I mean, he's been
and
a
in
part of
NWA before.
had a bunch of iconic moments, like slamming Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid. The first Monday Nitro, he was one of the first guys. He actually was the first guy to cross over from WWE to WCW. And a lot of people were saying that. A lot of people there's a lot of people for the Monday Night Wars that pinpoint that as kind of like the kicking off point for that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say it's Medusa dropping the title in the garbage, or when Scott Hall showed up on Nitro. But there's a few different points on there. But I mean, it's still pretty iconic when you kick off Monday Nitro and out comes Lex Luger in that puffy ass Seinfeld shirt. I mean, you had the Narcissist, which was pretty solid gimmick. But then when they changed all that and dropped it to the Lex Express and leading up to him body slamming Yokozuna, I think that's probably one of the more iconic things. And then him winning the title, the WCW title, off of Hollywood Hogan, that whole matchup and the whole aftermath of that, which we actually just got a Mattel Ultimate Walmart exclusive of Luger from that moment. That comes with 2 titles, one with the NWO spray paint on it, one without, and it comes with the rag. So you get the
rag.
Yeah, so you can recreate him like cleaning the spray paint off the title belt.
Oh, cool.
So that's pretty cool. So, but happy for Lex. I know he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he asked him about it, and he's very humble. He said, I don't feel like I deserve anything. He's like, I'm just happy to be where I am now. He's like, in all honesty, he's like, if they come to me and say, hey, this is what we want, he's like, I'd be more than honored. So
did he get in the NWO or no? Did they only let like select few people on that?
No, because he was only part of the Wolfpack though. And then when they
still NWO.
I know, but when they merged back together, he left.
So you're saying that like NWO Wolfpack is not NWO? Or like, do we get separate induction there? Can NWO Wolfpack?
No, it's still part of the NWO as a whole, but they only put in because they didn't put the Big Show in that induction. He was, one of the first handful of people.
Yeah,
because they only inducted Hogan, Hall, Nash, Luger, or not Luger. Hogan, Hall, Nash, X-Pac, and Bischoff were the 5 that they put in for the Hall of Fame induction.
Well, they should do a Wolfpack induction and put Steen, Lex Luger, Conan, and
Savage.
Savage and Kevin Nash, right? And that'd be the Wolfpack.
Absolutely. I personally like the Wolfpack more when they split. So I was a Wolfpack fan as opposed to NWO Hollywood.
Well, the NWO Hollywood when it split didn't have nobody good in it, but
I know. From Hall,
at that point it was Virgil and Horace Hogan. Well, Big Papa Pump, I guess, was the big star maybe.
Yeah.
Because they still had Big Papa Pump, but everybody else was like jobbers.
Yep. I mean, I loved Vicious and Delicious. Bagwell and Scott Norton. They're one of my. I don't know why. They're just like a great tag team, and they gel very well together. And the name Vicious and Delicious, like, come on, it's awesome. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's like Wolfpack for life. Wolfpack. Yeah.
you never turned your back.
Never send you back to Wolfpack. You might wind up in a body bag.
We live in North Carolina, so we hear that song at all the NC State games because of the Wolfpack. So they play the dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun.
Posers. Don't know nothing about that Wolfpack life. So big congrats to Lex Luger. It was a pretty cool video. Lex was doing his therapy with DDP, and Cody, came in and gave him the news and stuff. DDP made him stand up out of the chair to hug Cody, which is great. Honestly, the work that DDP has been doing with Lex. So I'm just it's pretty awesome. So congrats to Lex Luger. Little more WWE news. Natalya, some more crossover work here. We featured on NWA's Crockett Cup.
Okay.
So pretty psyched for that. I'm sure she'll be wrestling. And then she's also taking part in GCW presents Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. We've seen quite a few WWE talent show up there, like Shayna Baszler and William Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, in the past. So I'm kind of excited to see Natalya show up there and actually show people what she can do. Like, Natalya is one of those talents that's slept on very much, as far as her in-ring ability.
Yeah, but I feel like people at those events already know she's good. It's like diehard wrestling fans that are at those events.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt on that one at all. And if she wasn't that good, she wouldn't be at these events, or wouldn't be asked to participate in these events at all. So, but props to Natalya. So, pretty psyched for that. The video game company Acclaim, that's been long out of business and dead for decades now, is making a comeback, and one of the investors in that company is none other than JEFFJARRETT. I'm not sure how he got into that, but Acclaim, of course, is most famous in the wrestling community for stuff like Attitude and Raw is War, the ECW games. So we'll see what happens with that.
Could get a pretty good game out of it.
Yep. And last little thing I got here, AEW actually has signed a distribution deal with Amazon. So now you can So I believe I think they announced it starting with Revolution this Sunday. You can now purchase the AEW pay-per-views on Amazon Prime in the US, Canada, and I think it was Mexico or Europe. I think it was Europe.
Yeah, I ain't paying for that shit.
No. I saw the article and I started reading it. I was like, oh, I hope this is part of the Prime subscription. Nope. Man.
Yeah.
All right. So
I don't really understand that. Like is Prime not paying them enough money, and that's why they won't do the full show, or I don't know.
Or that, or they're paying Prime to be a distributor. Like, that could be the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
but like their deal with Max, like you would expect them. Like I was expecting them to broadcast the pay-per-views on Max, but
or something.
Oh, it's very disappointing. All right, let's get into the Elimination Chamber. I'm not physically getting into the Elimination Chamber, but
now let's get in it. Fucking me and you. 101 on Elimination Chamber.
All right, what'd you think overall?
Mixed feelings overall. We can get to it into match by match if you want to, but yeah, I had kind of mixed feelings overall.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good from bell to bell. There wasn't like a match on here that I thought was terrible. Like the women's tag match. Like if you had to pick the worst match on the card, obviously it was the women's tag match. But even that wasn't like really bad to the point where it's not watchable.
Yeah.
And it was just
I went
a showcase for Trish.
Yeah, so when I say mixed feelings, like I'm not saying like any of the matches were like bad per se. It's just some of the decision making in the matches was my problem with it. The first match, incredible. The women's elimination chamber. At some point, they're going to put that mug in the main event because I think like the last couple of years, it's delivered.
Absolutely,
pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, that whole thing with that match too. Like before the match even started, we got the return of Jade, and she made a beeline direct toward Naomi.
Well, no, we thought she was going towards Liv, and then she kind of turns and goes at Naomi.
That's right. Yeah, she went to Naomi. And like a lot of people were leading up to Jesus. Excuse me. Coming into SmackDown tonight, looking at all like the TikTok, the content creators and stuff on TikTok talking about their thoughts and stuff on this. And just those diehard wrestling fans that have nothing else to do but analyze wrestling videos all day.
Yeah.
They pointed out some stuff in that spot, that moment, where like Naomi's like taken by surprise and she's not fighting back, she's not doing anything. But you see Bianca, like as soon as Jade like starts coming down the ramp, Bianca's taking her ring jacket off, which she hadn't taken off yet. And like she's got this look on her face like, oh shit. Then like the whole time, like she's putting on that act like screaming because Jade's beating the shit out of Naomi.
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't know if she's upset about Jade or upset about Naomi or anything. But I'm down for it. Like I ain't gonna sit here and like say I know what the story is how it's gonna unfold. But I'm down for the story. Me personally, I would prefer if Bianca went heel. I've been saying it for, I don't know, ever since she's been on the main roster. Like, I didn't like her gimmick, and I thought she would be a better heel. I kind of switch up her gimmick a little bit. Yeah, it was a great start. Got you excited, got you invested. And then the match itself, like I said, was really good. I'm fine with Bianca winning. I wanted Roxanne Perez to win, but Bianca, she's main event material. Like I think, like she'll do good at WrestleMania.
Our picks. You picked Naomi.
Yeah, she got eliminated first, technically.
Yeah, I picked Roxanne Perez. Obviously, Bianca won. I see a lot of people complaining about this, which kind of leads into Raw a little bit with Rhea Ripley losing the women's title to Io Sky. Thanks to a bit of Rhea, taking her eye off the ball, getting distracted by Bianca. Bianca kind of interfering a little bit. A lot of people are not happy about Bianca versus Io for the women's title, which personally I don't have a problem with that. I like Io Sky. And it's not like it's not main eventing WrestleMania. Either one of those nights are WrestleMania. So,
well, it might technically. I was kind of explaining this to one of the other creators. Like, I don't know if anybody paid attention, but the last couple of WrestleManias, the last two, sometimes even three matches, if they have like a segment like what they did with the Stone Cold thing, they kind of call them main events, even though they're not the last match on the card. Yeah. Like like I guess like co-main events or something. So that's like main event. I mean, I guess in Triple H's mind, it's a main event, but it's probably not going to be the last match on the card, but it will be like up there. Um, but yeah, I'm fine with Io Sky. Me personally, I think they did this because I think probably Bianca is probably going to win the title. And then we'll see where the whole Naomi, Jay Cargill thing goes. Like, does that lead us into a match? You know what I'm saying? Like, who's going to feud with you? Okay, kind of see how it plays out. And then it kind of protects Rhea Ripley because you can get a powerhouse match with Rhea Ripley and Jay Cargill. You can get a powerhouse match of Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair as like kind of like an organic match. But if Bianca wins the title off of Rhea Ripley, and then Jade wins the title off of Bianca, how does that play out for Rhea? You get what I'm saying? You kind of protect some of your storylines going a little bit in the future.
Oh, you touched on it a little bit with Naomi and Jade. SmackDown tonight, there was a segment with Bianca and Jade in the ring. Or not Bianca and Jade, Bianca and Naomi, where Naomi finally admitted to being the one that attacked Jade, which we saw Jade show up and take out Naomi. I was kind of hoping it was going to be like Bianca being a part of this in some way, shape, or form, and turning heel, because she had a lot of heelish stuff going on Monday in that match with Rhea and Io.
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see. I mean, we still have plenty of time before WrestleMania for these storylines to unfold and come to that culmination.
I mean, maybe that's just the beginning of it. Maybe we'll get like Jade and Naomi WrestleMania, and then it kind of leads into Bianca after.
Yep.
Maybe Bianca wins the title and then Jade attacks her. Or something. You know what I mean? Like you don't know how it's going to play out. But I'm interested. It's a story. I like stories. I like twists and surprises and stuff like that. And
With the twist,
it's definitely not the only surprises we got.
No. Those are night full of surprises.
Night full of surprises. Yeah.
What else do we have?
The tag match was great. I love the tag match.
Which is surprising because
I like those.
Kate and I had Jack.
I like those pants Trish had on. They were great.
It was a good match. It was a really, really good tag match.
But yeah,
like I said, it was just mainly a feature for Trish being in Toronto. And all that stuff, and
But it was a pretty good match. Crowd was into it. Then we had the unsanctioned match. That was a really, we expected it though, right? You had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
I mean, if you're a long time, you don't even have to be like a long time wrestling fan, but if you've been watching WWE in the last 10 years, like you have seen Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn go at it numerous times, and every single time they do, it delivers like a damn near 10 out of 10 star match. Like there's nothing that these guys won't do to each other, because they are best friends, and they completely trust each other with what's going on in between the ropes with them in their matches, and they've done this song and dance so many times throughout their wrestling career. And they never really do like the same thing, the same spots twice, at least not like back-to-back matches. But they'll circle back from stuff. But like every time we see them wrestle, it's always something different.
Yeah, I mean, you might see the like same moves because that's the moves they do, but
Yeah.
it's not like this. It's not the like run of the mill. This is what they do. They're going to hit the same spots over and over. Type
Yeah,
type
it's not
match.
a Young Bucks match.
Yeah. I was like, this was one of those matches where I was like, man, they should have had this at WrestleMania, but like, given like what happened, and I kind of forgot that both of them, the Canadian audience would probably been into the match a little bit more than the Americans would be.
Yeah.
And then the return of Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
So I'm guessing we're probably gonna get Randy Orton and KO at
Mania.
Mania. Yeah.
Which will be
But,
another great match.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good to see Randy back. They executed it well.
Yep.
Got me excited for the Elimination Chamber. And then shit just started going south. For me.
Unfortunately, a lot of stuff got overshadowed. Thanks to the ending of the men's Elimination Chamber match, which was good too.
Yeah.
Like the men's Elimination Chamber was good. Which we were kind of anticipating it being anyway, because all the intertwining storylines between all the different people in the match, like with the exception of John Cena, like really the only one that he kind of intertwined would be Punk. But when you look at like the rest of them, Drew has an issue with Punk. Drew has an issue with Rollins. He's got an issue with Priest. Everyone has an issue with Logan Paul. Punk's got issues with everybody in that match, and so on and so on. And it played off very well. It worked out great.
I don't know. I was first thing that pissed me off is Drew got eliminated first before you got Drew and any of the people that he's fucking been feeding with over the last year. So to me, that was kind of dumb. But who am I? And Damian Priest was the one that eliminated the dude that probably didn't need to be in this match at all, but somehow got it.
Yeah.
And then the other big doozy, and I know people are going to hate me for saying this, but I mean, I don't think John Cena should have won. I think he was fucking pissed. I think the fans wasn't really behind it either. It wasn't like people were cheering that John Cena fucking won. When it happened. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I'm going to be a hypocrite, right? And I can admit when I'm a hypocrite. Last year, when the Brock and Roman Reigns thing was announced and we was going to get Brock and Roman in that WrestleMania, I was excited. Then we kind of got some Cody crybabies, and I'm like, man, those bitches, like, they're fucking up a good thing. But then, like, here I am now, and I'm sitting there. We got John Cena. He's wrestled, 3 matches all year.
Yeah.
Got shoehorned into this match for even having a qualifying match. If there was going to be somebody to win the Elimination Chamber, and it was me, and it was my company, and I got to make the rules, it would either been Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, or Seth Rollins. Like that's the whole thing we've been building all year. That's what you know what I'm saying? That's what we've been into all year. And then you have this guy that's come in and win it. And like I said, I don't think the crowd was very excited that he won. And then next thing you know, they raised up the cage or whatever. He beat Punk. Everybody was pulling for Punk. Like, you can't tell me any different. The crowd was behind CM Punk.
Punk Punk had that match won until Rollins hit that curb stomp.
And then basically, yeah, we had Cody Rhodes come out, and the crowd to me still kind of seemed like they wasn't too excited about Cody and John Cena. Like, oh yeah, buddy, we're gonna do the main event. This is us. And then The Rock's music hits. We have fucking uh, uh, Travis Scott come out, and then The Rock tiptoes behind. The Rock didn't really get a pop either.
Yeah,
I know he's healed, but
like,
it's still a Rock.
Initial pop when his music hit. That was pretty much it. So.
Yeah, and then The Rock came out, and he gets in the ring, and I knew exactly what was happening. As soon as Rock's music hit, I was like, I'm not gonna pretend like I knew the whole thing like from the beginning of the match, but as soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, I know what's going on here, and it's like I'm not gonna lie and say like it was brilliant what they did, right? Because like basically what they did is they jumped the bullet and they didn't screw up like they did last year with Rock versus Roman. They're like the crowd's fucking because the crowd was mad, like they didn't care that Cena had won. Like nobody gave a shit that Cena won, and he probably would have been booed because he beat Punk. And when he was doing his "Let's go Cena sucks" chants, like the Cena sucks chants would have probably been louder than the "Let's go Cenas." Like don't get me wrong, there's probably an age demographic of people that were 5 to 15. 10 years ago that are watching that were like, "That's their guy." They probably still would have been excited, but yeah, fucking Cena low blows Cody. Crowd goes fucking ape shit. People are online talking about this is the best heel turn since fucking Hogan, and I'm like, yo, motherfucking dumbasses. Oh, I mean. It's like this would have been the best damn heel turn on this show. Like the Naomi thing was more, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the best heel turn this year. Like the fucking New Day was the best heel turn this year. You know what I mean? Like, what y'all fucking talking about?
I can see why people are saying that. Like if you think about it, with us,
think about it though. This is not Cena. This is not the same thing as Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan wasn't going to retire in like a month when he joined the NW. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same at all. Not even close. Cena's fucking retiring. If anything, he's probably going to sell more T-shirts because the people that hate him now think he's cool because he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
I would just say, like comparison wise, like. If you think about how old we were when Hogan turned and, was the third man for the NWO, I kind of see why people are saying, this is, the best thing since Hogan turned. Because you got those people that have grown up watching Cena. Cena's their Hulk Hogan. So Cena being... the height of his popularity, he was a heel to start out his career. Well, like we started the rap thing and he was a heel. And then he turned face and he was a face the entire time up until Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Hogan started off as heel and then, Hulkamania, all that other stuff. Like we grew up on Hulk Hogan, and when Hogan turned heel, it was like, oh shit, like what's going on? Like Hogan just became a bad guy. Like he's been a good guy this entire time. Now he's a bad guy. And I can see that now. Like I can see why they would say that with that comparison. The people that grew up watching John Cena as a good guy the entire time. But yeah, it's not like I get what you're saying. It's, he's retiring, so let's have him do a run as a heel for a couple months. Just say that, it's something that he wanted to do. Let's do it. But for
Yeah,
the fans, if you take all that out of it and you look at just, those kids that grew up with John Cena and now they're John Cena fans because he was a face the entire time and now he's a bad guy. Like, that's the thing that, I can see the comparison between that and Hogan. But Hogan
to me,
ignited his career for another 15 years. So.
Yeah. And there's like all the heel turns in history. I haven't even pointed out the stuff this year that I thought was better. Like to me, the New Day heel turn.
The New Day heel turn was the best. Like there's
they even had their fucking parents show up and hate them. You know what I mean? Like
yes,
that's fucking brilliant. Like no, dude, no. But it's like, it's not the best heel turn ever. It's not top 3, top 4, top 5, not even top 10. Like I can name all kinds of heel turns that were better than that heel turn. People like talking about it. People that haven't watched wrestling in a long ass time talked about it, saw it, and I think that's what. And that's one of the things kind of like when kind of say like I kind of felt indifferent, and that's one of the things that's sort of like looking at it and then looking at like Triple H's direction and him saying he wants to compete with all these other sports leagues, and the decision to put John Cena in the main event for the title. It's not for the wrestling fan. It's not for you and me. It's not for diehard people that watch wrestling week to week. It's been following CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre this whole year. It's not for us. He's trying to reach people that haven't watched in 5, 10 years and trying to draw them back into wrestling. And having The Rock, which, hasn't had a match since last year's WrestleMania, but before then, years, you know what I mean? And John Cena, who hasn't been relevant in wrestling for a long time, just show up and now they're main event material, and they had the quote unquote best heel turn, which I think in Triple H probably paid these people to go on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and say this, because me personally watching it, I was like, that's not it for me. You know what I mean? Like I was pissed that fucking Punk didn't win, or Rollins or Drew McIntyre. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones that deserve it. They're the ones that this whole year we've been interested in their storyline. You know what I mean? Like just to give it to some dude that shows up because he's retiring. Like who else got a title match when they was about to retire? You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think with everything else that happened going into this, Cena turning and aligning himself with The Rock, I believe that Cena is going to beat Cody at Mania.
No,
I think
if he does,
right.
if he does, I'm quitting, and I'm turning it to AEW, and I'm going to be at AEW mark and not talk about WWE again.
I think Cena wants that 17th title, and he's willing to get it any way that he can. And if that means selling his soul to The Rock,
what's the point? What's the point of the 17th fucking title for?
There's really
you're not beating Ric Flair's record. Ric Flair was 23-time fucking world champion.
And that's the thing, is like they don't count anything outside of WWE and WCW for Ric Flair's title reigns. And that's like the whole thing. Even like Hogan, Hogan's like a 20-time world champion throughout multiple promotions, but they only count WCW and WWE. There's other championships out there. Ric Flair is more than a 16-time world champion. So, and he'll even say that too. It's just frustrating and annoying when they do that. Like, recognize all the promotions world titles in that number, not just, the ones that you want to recognize.
Yeah.
Dumb as hell.
But yeah, I to me, if they have seen a beat Cody, like, I'm done. Like, that was major bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care if he does defend it like 2 or 3 times before he loses it again at SummerSlam, because he ain't retiring at SummerSlam or supposed to or something like that.
I don't even remember, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So we go from Elimination Chamber into the opening of Monday Night Raw, CM Punk.
Yeah.
And probably one of the best pull apart brawls I have seen in a long time. These two, like, Punk's promo alone was probably one of the better promos he's done since coming back to WWE, honestly. It's definitely up there.
I mean,
It
it's up
seemed
there, but
more-
he's always good on the mic. Like,
always good. Like,
I
even
think
his worst
he's never-
promo is
yeah.
like someone's best. So
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, he's like, there's been promos that he's done that are good, but I think this one felt more like a old school Punk promo.
Yeah.
Compared to like some of the other stuff that he's been doing. But just the way that he lit into, John Cena, The Rock, Seth Rollins, which, prompted Rollins to come out, and then those two just going at it, which, we're going to get Rollins and Punk again at Mania.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm fine with that, because, there's still more to that story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with them having a match, but the fact that it's not a title match as the main event, like, be honest, what match are you looking forward to more? Seth Rollins and CM Punk, or Cody Rhodes and John Cena?
Rollins and Punk.
Yeah, because it's going to be the better match. Like, John Cena, he can't put the reason why the reason why John Cena turned face is because he couldn't put a good match together as a heel. His matches were like basically being a face. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You pump up your sneakers, like you're hulking up. You basically ripped off the Rock with the freaking 5 knuckle shuffle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You change the names of your moves from FU to whatever it went to.
The attitude adjustment.
Oh yeah, the attitude adjustment. Yeah, get out of here with that corny crap. That's why my brother was a huge fan of John Cena, but I never was. I was more like an Edge fan and a CM Punk fan, and
I was a Cena fan during the Thugonomics.
yeah, when he was like
And
a heel.
once he started getting away from that, it was probably between WrestleMania 20 and 21 when I kind of started losing my interest in Cena. Like, I was all hyped for him winning that US title at WrestleMania 20. Like, I loved the spinner, the US title spinner belt. Like, I thought that
when
was
he
great.
FU'd Big Show, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, like all his major feuds, like the matches with him and Edge, the feuds with him and Edge, the ones with him and Punk, it's like you was carried by somebody else. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And then your matches are all the same. You get beat up, and then somehow the crowd gets you back into it. Then you pump up your shoes, and you know what I mean? Like,
Cena is the modern Hulk Hogan. Like the 2010s Hulk Hogan.
I don't think so, because I mean,
a little bit
Hogan
more ability to wrestle.
Hogan was a little bit more
again,
like charismatic.
Yeah, Hogan's
Like,
definitely.
He didn't come off as like. I mean, maybe because I was little, maybe I don't know. That's that my dad's dad, so I can't ask him. But like, I don't remember like Hogan coming off, even though he would tell people to eat their vitamins and say their prayers. Like, he didn't come off as like corny. You know what I mean? But I guess he wasn't trying to be like a rapper either. So
Yeah,
that's
I
I
mean,
think
but
it's what
you gotta
kind of
look
made
at that.
Cena
You gotta
corny
look
to
at
me.
that time frame too. Like that was the time, like the 80s and 90s. Is say your prayers,
Yeah.
take your vitamins. All that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was like the 80s is like um
And then think
like the
about
time of like the superhero good guy type of thing.
think about all those guys that wanted to buy Cena shirts but didn't like those dumbass colors. They're like fans, but they're not like, I'm not wearing bright orange. Now they get like a cool black shirt that might say like, something like,
Hustle, loyalty,
I don't know,
disrespect.
you can see me or something.
Can you see me now?
So I don't know. Is this like going to be a Hollywood faction or something, or what are we doing? Maybe Hogan comes back and you have Hogan, Rock, and Cena, or the Hollywoods or something.
Yeah. Someone brought up a good point. I was listening to it was a Fig Cave podcast. I was listening to them watching their live stream last night.
Yeah.
What about the Miz? Like you add the Miz to this to the Rock and Cena. Like if you're gonna make them a faction and they're just like all the Hollywood assholes, like who fits that more than the Miz on the WWE roster right now?
I don't know. If they put Miz back in the main event scene, I'm gonna go shoot myself out on the porch.
I'd rather see Miz involved
just
than Travis
kidding.
Scott.
I'm just kidding, people. The Travis Scott, I was fine with. I saw people were upset about that. It's a celebrity. We've had Karl Malone, we've had Dennis Rodman, we had Mike Tyson. Just because you don't know him, don't mean he's not known. He hit Cody because they told him to hit Cody for real. He's not he don't know where to hit somebody and not bust your eardrum. He just slapped him as hard as he could because that's what he was told to do.
Yep. I mean, people are like, oh man, this could turn into a Bad Bunny thing. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Bad Bunny was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, jeez.
I mean, yeah, let's get that hardcore title because that's defended against Cody.
Yes.
There you go.
Speaking of hardcore titles, they just had Chelsea Green versus Meechin in another hardcore match. Of course, SmackDown's in Philadelphia tonight. So Meechin comes out in her, Philadelphia Eagles jersey. Chelsea Green, hands down, one of the best wrestlers on the damn roster and knows when to make a wardrobe impact. Came out dressed like fucking Cactus Jack. The flannel, the wanted shirt, but it was cut, but it was a Chelsea Green shirt. So it had Chelsea's face on it instead of Foley's. The side of her pants where, Mick said Cactus, said Chelsea, and she had the leopard print boots. Like,
that's cool.
Awesome. When am I getting that as an action figure?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
It's freaking amazing. So I'm sure her husband had some input on that too. But that was awesome. So we go from all that stuff from the fallout for Elimination Chamber, and we go into the main event of Raw, which is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, which we talked a little bit about that with Bianca. Io is the new women's champion.
Yeah, I'm not upset with that. Yeah.
No. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they turn this into a triple threat match. and Rhea. It's Rhea,
They
Bianca,
could.
and Io. So,
They could. It's just one of the things where the Rhea title run this time around, like besides the Liv Morgan stuff, like it hasn't really been relevant. So
yeah,
to me, like you have her lose it, kind of, not go away, but kind of put her on the back burner a little bit, let her simmer, and then once you have some other stuff going, throw her back in and bring it up to a
that's one of those
big
things.
old bull.
Yeah, because we had a compelling story with her and Liv. You
Yeah.
had Liv, Rhea injured Liv injured Rhea. You had the whole Liv Morgan revenge tour where I'm taking everything from you, which she did. Took the title, took the Judgment Day, took Dom, and now then you circle back. Rhea comes back, gets the title back, all this other stuff. Then we go from there, and then now we have Io as champion again.
Yeah, to me, it's just Rhea's better as a badass heel. Like,
Yeah,
they should bring her back as a heel, maybe. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I think so. Well,
Yeah.
I think they just need, if they can get a compelling story around her and someone else, I think should be fine. It's
But
just,
you don't have a boyfriend to lose, Chris. That's the thing.
I know, but
That's
she
what
there's
makes
other
it hard.
story. They could do some other stories, so or even
Yeah.
do a switch up here, move her to SmackDown, let her interact with some of the people over there, or put her in the freaking Women's Intercontinental Championship run. Like she doesn't have to be in the women's world title picture.
That actually would be probably best for that belt. Like putting on somebody that will make it legit.
Yep.
She could be Intercontinental champion for like 3 years.
But even that match with Lyra and who the hell she wrestled? Ivy Nile was pretty good too. And even the tag match with the Creeds against the War Raiders was great.
Yeah.
I almost thought the Creeds were going to pull out the win. Thought they were going to get the titles, but War Raiders retained those. Let's see what else we got. NXT this week. We had some more build up here for Roadblock. Main event saw Shawn Spears and Tony D'Angelo for the North American Championship. Tony D'Angelo lost the title to Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears is the new North American champion in his first WWE Singles Championship. I think it's actually his first title in WWE. Yeah, he has not held a title at all.
Cool.
So, but we had some more build up for Roadblock. Promos like Ethan Page and Javon Evans, the Hardys, talking with Hank and Tank, and some other tag teams building up their match for Nathan Frazier with the Hardys and Fraxium, more with Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. Obafemi and Moose, they had a confrontation on TNA this week. They're face to face going into this Tuesday. But the card for Roadblock looks pretty good. I wish that this was actually an actual PLE, like we said last week, instead of just a regular Tuesday night NXT special. You've got Obafemi defending the NXT Championship against Moose. NXT Women's Winner Take All Championship match between Julia and Stephanie Vaquer for the NXT Women's and North American Championship. TNA tag titles on the line as the Hardys defend against Fraxium. We got a street fight between Ethan Page and Javon Evans, and we'll see Jordan Grace take on Roxanne Perez. So looks like a solid lineup for Tuesday night. It'll be a good show.
See what they should have done. Instead of having punk ass John Cena, they should have had Moose sell his sub Triple H. Instead of The Rock, and have him come out and make it a triple threat match.
Destroy everybody.
Yeah.
Moose.
like, guess what? Triple H had more pull. I sold my soul to him instead of fucking The Rock.
Holy shit, Cody's got like a massive black eye.
Yeah, he got a black eye and a busted eardrum from that Travis Scott hit.
Like his whole eye, like, is all red, like right in here, like blood red. And then he's got like this massive like bruise, like going down the side of his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should have came out with Stardust paint to cover it up.
I can put him in a hardcore title match. Got him get his receipt. Receipt, bitch. Yeah.
Chair shot, bitch. All right. So that was NXT, a little bit of TNA this week. AEW gearing up for Revolution. Not a bad card. Looks pretty good. There are some matches out here I'm interested in. But
the Swerve Ricochet, the like little contract signing was pretty. Huh?
That was great. Swerve and Ricochet.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's what I thought I said. I might have screwed up. I might have said somebody else's name. You know how I am. Okay. But that contract signing was pretty cool. I liked it. The back and forth between both of them.
And then Swerve busting out the scissors and stabbing Ricochet with them.
Yeah. Because you heard what he said to him, right? It's like, when you retire, you'd be known for two things. One, for Swerve making you relevant for a short time in AEW, and for your ring announcer. Yeah.
Oh, man. That was awesome. I'm really looking forward to that match. And it's a number one contender match for the World Championship.
It should be. That's what I mean. It should be. Like, again, like I was talking about with WrestleMania, and I was like, oh yeah, Punk and Seth Rollins is going to be a bigger deal than the main event. It's like the same thing with this. It's like, I'd rather watch that match than any other match on their card.
And Cope. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that they, like, I don't know, this whole Death Riders thing, like, I just want them to put the title on Edge for just, I don't care, like, anymore. Just give Edge the title. So let him run, give me a match with Edge and Swerve. So like something. I don't know. But it's kind of bad that, you know, like you're saying, I'm more excited, more interested in Swerve versus Ricochet. And like, I'm more interested in the story going on with Tony Storm and Mariah May than your story with your world champion, your men's world champion. Yeah. So, and that one's that one's supposed to be some kind of like gimmick match too. I can't remember what they're calling it. So.
Maybe what happens is Ricochet wins the number one contendership, and then he uses his scissors to break into Moxley's briefcase and reveals the world title.
That it's empty. But it's a pretty good card. So we got Moxley versus Cope for the AEW World Title. Tony Storm defends against Mariah May for the Women's World Championship. Takeshita defends against Kenny Omega, the International Championship. Okada defends the Continental title against Brody King. That's going to be a good match. I'm looking forward to that one, too. I love Brody King. Mercedes Moné defends the TBS championship against Momo Watanabe. Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners for the World Tag Team Championship. Swerve versus Ricochet. Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage match. That one should be good too. MJF versus Hangman Page. That's gonna be another good match. And then the 0 hour pre-show match is stupid as all get out. We get the return of Big Boom AJ, teaming up with Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe, taking on
Real excited
MXM
for that
collection.
one.
Yeah. So MXM collection with and Johnny TV is their tag
What
partners.
the big boom AJ, him and his kids, like I heard they're called like the Costco guy. What do they like rate stuff at Costco or something? Or,
I don't know what the hell they do, honestly. Like, I have not watched
I
a
mean,
single one of their videos. Like,
I
they
see
talk
him like
about
pop up every once in a while, but it's never like anything kind of relevant. So it's like people talking to him on like interviews and stuff. I'm like, what did
yeah.
y'all do originally? But they called him the
Well, I
Costco
guess
guy, so I thought maybe they like
I
show
guess
deals at Costco.
yeah, Big Boom AJ actually is like an independent wrestler. So like I just don't
Does he
know,
work
like
for Costco or something on the weekend?
or during the week and wrestles on the weekend.
I don't know.
I don't know, honestly. I know they talk about like the double chocolate chunk cookies and like the chicken bakes from Costco. Like the kids always like walking, like I've seen like snippets
Oh,
here and
man.
there of like the kid walking around eating like a freaking eating food at Costco. Like
Oh, maybe that's what they do. Like rate the
yeah,
samples or something.
I don't know. No.
Yeah. But cool, I guess. Um, how about hey, here's an idea for you. What if we get a match? Say it's not gonna happen in this pay per view, but say when John Moxley like finally does like lose his title, and somebody gets the briefcase, right?
Yeah.
And then they open it up, and it's like this old belt, and people are looking at it like, what the fuck is that? And then they're like, oh, it's the old the 1970 WWF belt. And all of a sudden you hear, no chance, dun-dun-dun. You got no chance in hell. And then Vince McMahon comes out walking all fucking funny and says he bought the company. That'd be fucking wild.
Did you see recent pictures of him?
He shaved his mustache.
Yeah, the mustache is gone. He actually looks like Vince again. Like he doesn't.
Yeah. Somebody said he was trying to get back in the wrestling business, but they didn't say exactly how.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's gonna try to buy NWA or like what he's trying to buy, but or what his move is.
Take a note because he was at the Super Bowl
With like Undertaker and somebody. Kane,
Yeah.
I think.
Like he actually looks like a completely different person.
Maybe he found Jesus or something.
Yeah, maybe. Like it does not look like the same Vince McMahon that was, those pictures of the
TV.
mustache and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he looks a little thinner in the face than he did previously. Find that creepy picture with the mustache. Like it's like a completely different person.
Well, he did that, and he had like the jet black hair, like dyed his hair jet black,
Yeah.
like he's fucking 20 or something.
It was just weird. So
Yeah, looks like he's about to do the Hitler salute there. Nazi salute.
probably. Awesome stuff. And freaking layout change again every time. Every time I put something up here, the damn layout changes. Okay. All right. So that's gonna do it here for our instant replay. Revolution looks like a good pay-per-view. That's gonna be Sunday night.
Are we gonna do picks or not?
Oh yeah.
We don't have to. I was asking.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we'll get them all right anyway. So
There's only one match that matters, or two matches that matter. Well, yeah, probably about two matches.
yeah. All right, awesome. All right, well, let's get into the Elite Figure of the Week this week, which of course is brought to you by EntertainmentEarth.com. Use the code FTCollect. Save yourself an additional 10% off your in-stock items. And the Elite Figure this week, up here, went way back into
Went way back in the archives and I froze, or you froze. I don't know who it was. So just in case I'm the one still alive, I'm going to keep talking. And what I'm going to try to do here is guess the elite figure that Chris picked. And he was saying something about going way back. And when Chris says way back, it's hard to tell how far way back he's going. Uh, because he is an old guy. Uh, he could be going way back to the 80s and have one of his figures, from the 80s. Like, I don't know, maybe he has like a Hulk Hogan. That's like his favorite Hulk Hogan, or like a Randy Savage, or uh, something like that. Or he could mean like way back in the 90s, and he has a six NWO figure or something, maybe an X Pac or something like that, or it could just mean like an old figure. I don't know. Is he talking about the old figure or old wrestler? I'm gonna say he's probably talking about old wrestler, not old figure. And usually Chris tries to tie stuff into like what we're talking about, and he could have like a Elimination Chamber Shawn Michaels. I don't know if they ever made like a one with Shawn Michaels with those like crazy brown looking tights. Or that's what we were talking about. Lex Luger. Maybe he has Lex Luger. Uh, uh, which Lex Luger though? Like we're talking about like WCW Lex Luger, Wolfpack Lex Luger, the Narcissist Lex Luger, the Lex Express, probably the Lex Express Lex Luger. Hey, who'd you go with?
I went with Big John Studd.
I was right about the 80s, but I was fucking way off.
Yeah, it's from the Target exclusive Keenan Family 4-pack. I think Mattel did two, if I remember correctly, Mattel did two Big John Studd figures. There's one single release, which came with the robe, and then there's this one from the 4-pack.
Big John said that's a throwback.
Yeah. Awesome figure, too. Hopefully we can get some. So I'm using my phone since my
I've tapped
the
that.
internet just went out all over the house, so except for on my phone. So I think the Wi-Fi is completely shot, and my battery's almost dead on my phone too. So it's a great
Damn
thing.
it.
Yeah, a pretty solid likeness on that Big John Studd, though.
Yeah. You got the hairy chest and everything.
Yep. You get that
Yeah, Did they got a Michael Pitts Hayes with a hairy chest like that?
I think his figure did.
Did it?
Yeah. And the Georgia Animal Steel.
Has it too?
Yep.
But he had hair all over. They should have like implanted like little hairs on them. Like,
So that man was
so it's
wearing a
like
sweater.
so it's like a little fuzzy. A lot of guys back in the day had like the hairy look
Yeah. Hair everywhere.
before some of these other guys started shaving their bodies and putting baby oil on it. Triple H.
All right. See what happens here. My computer loaded back up, so
They let it back up or it connected to the Wi-Fi. That's the difference. Just have a game of Spider Solitaire or something. If this Wi-Fi isn't working, I'm guessing it worked. Back on it. Your mic's muted. You're still muted. Unmute your mic. There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
supposed to be professional, man. What's going on? You shouldn't have fired the producer.
Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous, I tell you. Always something.
Yeah.
Always something. All right. Well, that's your elite figure of the week and technical difficulties. So, and I lost my slideshow too. But fucking hell, man. Everything. All right. So that was the elite figure of the week. And let's hop over to the Fatal 4-Way. I don't remember what I did. Oh, that's right. 3-man factions. So we've got the Elite, specifically the original Elite, Omega and the Young Bucks, the Shield, the Fabulous Freebirds, and the Triple Threat.
Oh man. You make this thing so tough, Chris.
Oh, gotta. Can't make them that easy.
Yeah. So the Fabulous Freebirds, be honest, they're before my time. But as someone that had video stores that had like a huge wrestling collection, I have seen a lot of their work, a lot of their matches. The entrance music, that Mean Street USA or whatever, probably one of the best. Yeah, Bad Street. Let's say Mean Street. I think about the Mean Street Posse. Bad Street USA is like one of the best songs. Like it's probably like original entrances that is not made by like a real band.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's their whole like strut and stuff to the ring. I think it's a lot of times duplicated by or replicated, however you want to say, duplicated just means you multiplied it, but replicated by other wrestlers. They kind of invented the free bird rule. You know what I mean? Like that's a rule that was invented by them, so they're kind of the original 3-man team. And then
one of the reasons why I put them on the list.
Yeah. And then with this next one, everybody loves songs, and who wore thongs?
Roman Reigns.
Francine and Roman Reigns. But yeah, Bam Bam Bigelow is probably like one of the most underrated wrestlers of all time. And then you have the other two teams on this list. And it's like, which one do I hate more? So I'm not a huge fan of Roman Reigns. I am a fan of the bloodline, though. The storyline. John Moxley, he's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes, like I like him, sometimes I don't. He's just one of those guys. I think just thinks he has a great idea a lot, and sometimes he don't have a good idea.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, he does have a good idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely not this Death Riders thing. It turned out to be a bad idea.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, probably one of the best wrestlers in the industry right now.
Yep.
And then we got the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is kind of like John Moxley for me. He's sometimes he has really good ideas. Sometimes you have like a dumbass death match that has a couple of sparklers on the end of the ring, and it's not good. Wasn't that Kenny Omega?
Yeah.
Or was that John Moxley? Can't remember.
That was
That's Kenny Omega.
that death match. Yeah, it was Kenny Omega and Moxley.
And Moxley,
yeah. And Eddie Kingston came out to cover Moxley.
Yeah.
For the sparklers. Yeah. The devastation of the
sparklers.
sparklers.
The only cool thing that the Young Bucks did in AEW is they had sneakers with the thumbtacks in them. That was pretty cool. The stuff I seen from them in New Japan, and the stuff I seen in Ring of Honor, I kind of liked them, but I think it was just because I didn't get a lot of them, so it was kind of.
I think that's what the deal was too, because we didn't see them very often.
Yeah, and it's around that time too where like New Japan, they had so much going on. That was kind of like a mystique. You know what I mean? It was kind of like you were cool for watching New Japan at that time because you had the Bullet Club and they were doing so much. Had AJ Styles and but I won't say the Shield's done too much for wrestling. You know what I mean? I think if you wanted to make this harder, though, I'll tell you a trio you could put in here is the original Wolfpack, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Six.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Maybe their reign wasn't that long, though. You know what I mean? Maybe a New Day.
I almost put the New Day in there, but that would probably have been too easy for you because you would have instantly pushed out the New Day.
Yeah. I like that Hill New Day, best of tag team, like a two-man tag team.
I looked at this like when I was looking through these 3-man teams. Obviously the free birds, the free bird rule, all that stuff, which is utilized today. It has been utilized since, they put it into play. The triple threat, one of the main reasons why ECW was as popular as they were. We wouldn't have AEW without the Elite. And then the Shield, they're pretty impactful when they came on the scene, but as far as anything revolutionary or making a major change in wrestling, that they really didn't do much with that. They were very popular. They were over as a group. But they found more success as singles wrestlers. So Shield it was a tough one to go between the Elite and the Shield, but
yeah. And you're right. You might be right. You might be right there because a lot of the Shield's mystique is because they all three done very well, individually.
Yeah.
No matter how much I hate some of them, but they have.
So that'd be the one I'd get rid of. Would be the Shield.
The Shield. Okay. Disagree, but I can't argue with you too much because it was hard for me to pick between the two.
Yeah.
But if you had some others, I'd argue with you.
Garrett would probably get rid of the Freebirds.
Yeah. We probably could have had Garrett here for the fucking whole John Cena thing because me and him probably would have gotten a big argument because that's his man.
Oh, good stuff. All right. So that's the Fatal 4-Way for this week. Which, of course, brings us to No Hold. Brought to you by Red Bull Store. redbubble.com/people/wrestling-pod. Buy some stuff. I really need to change these slides around. So. There we go. No holds barred. It's no holds barred.
Did they ever make a porno called No Holds Barred?
Oh, they
If
totally
they haven't, they should have. They probably had one in the 80s or something. That sounds definitely like an 80s porno flick. No Holds Barred.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, what do we got here? Queen of the Ring. Officially in theaters now. A lot of pretty good reviews for it. Definitely looking forward to checking that out. That's probably something I'll wait till it hits streaming to watch, but definitely interested in seeing it. Nah. I only go see certain a handful of movies in the theaters during the course of the year, but it's usually something that the kids are going to be interested in too, or I'll just drag them along, make them go see a Ghostbusters movie or something, but they don't care.
They might have they could have a cool popcorn bucket or something. Have a ring.
I don't think they do for this one. It's not like a. Usually the popcorn buckets are like the franchise movies that get them.
Yeah. Oh, dude, maybe Naomi is Tony and The Rock and
That's right. She is in this movie along with Camille.
Hollywood. I think Britt Baker's in there too, isn't she?
Was Britt Baker?
I think Britt Baker's in it too.
I think so.
It's like Britt Baker, Camille. I think Naomi's like the only WWE girl. Jim Cornette, I think, is in it.
Yeah, Jim Cornette's in it. Full cast. There we go.
Tony Storm, too, right?
Yep, Britt Baker. She plays Debbie Nichols. Trinity Fatu plays Ethel Johnson. Tony Storm is Claire Mortensen. Jim Cornette is the NWA commissioner. Very fitting. Kaylee Farmer is June Byers. Picture looks like lingerie football league. Oh, that's Camille.
That's her. That's her real name.
Kaylee Farmer. Oh, awesome. Looks pretty good. If you're interested in the story of Mildred Burke and her push to get more notoriety to women's wrestling, and carving out a piece of that in history. So, looking forward to watching that. I don't know if there's anything else good coming out. Oh, did you see the few years ago, the CW was planning on doing a Powerpuff Girls TV series, and the trailer, their pilot trailer, got leaked yesterday, I think it was. And Warner Brothers has been like taking down the trailers as they pop up. Oh my god, that looked terrible. Like the Powerpuff Girls, the Powerpuff Girls are adults. Donald Faison plays Professor Utopia.
Is it live action?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Bubbles is an alcoholic. Blossom is like a stressed out freak, pretty much, like always stressed about something. Buttercup actually does something with herself and becomes like a firefighter. It's just like the fact that Bubbles is an alcoholic just cracks me up for some reason. But
yeah,
like the whole thing just looks dumb. Like they separated Mojo Jojo, so it's Mojo and his son Jojo. And Jojo has a crush on Blossom. It's like typical CW like crap, but the trailer was so bad. Like you can't just give me a monkey with a giant brain. Like what are you gonna do with Fuzzy Lumpkins? Like, is it just gonna be some fat redneck and not, some purple guy? And what's him gonna be? A trans hooker?
There's some like live action stuff that this don't make sense at all to make it live action.
I'm glad they decided not to do that.
Maybe it would have been in the next Smallville or whatever. People, there'd be like a cult following for it.
Yep. They canceled that. I guess the pilot did not get the
takeoff
or sponsor looking for, so they didn't even bother to put the series in or show the pilot at all.
Yeah, that's funny.
Let's see. David Arquette is returning to the Scream franchise in the new Scream 7.
Yeah, what's his name is too? Stewie.
Oh, Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I saw him today. He was on the episode of Criminal Minds. Do you know that?
Matthew Lillard was?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a killer on Criminal Minds. Yeah. It's actually pretty good. I was like, oh wow.
Well, that's cool. He's a very underrated actor.
Yeah. I always liked him in Salt Lake City Punks,
Yeah.
and another movie that's kind of underrated that don't get the praise it should do is that Without a Paddle. You ever seen
That
that?
movie was great.
Yeah,
A lot
classic.
of nice stupid humor.
Yeah,
Like the hippie chicks in the tree fort with the freakishly long armpit hair.
or when they break the bottle when they get ready to take off, and it's like, yeah, thanks for breaking the glass so my kids play. Why are you taking off your shoes? So I can run and run faster with my shoes off. You can't outrun a bear. I ain't gotta outrun a bear.
Oh man, that movie's so great. Speaking
Yeah.
of great, Daredevil Born Again premiered this week as well. 2-episode premiere for the season. A lot of great
Did you watch
reviews
it?
for that. I haven't watched
Did you
it.
watch it?
I gotta watch. I mean, I don't even think I finished season 2 or season 3 of Daredevil. I can't remember. how many
Daredevil's
seasons.
the blonde guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've never been like a huge like superhero fan. Except for the ones that count, like Batman and Power Rangers.
Let's see.
And Bart Sawyer.
I think it was 3 seasons.
Yeah, there's a few on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Because
There's 3 seasons.
that was back when uh they had like 2 or 3 different superhero shows kind of going on. You had like the Luke Cage and
Yeah, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Daredevil. Then you
Fist.
had
No,
those ones. You had the Defenders,
but-
which wrapped all that together, and then you had the Punisher.
yeah,
And then like a couple more
it was
seasons.
like all around the same time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like all around the same time.
Daredevil was the one that got the most.
Views and stuff.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. Luke Cage was pretty popular when it came out.
Luke Cage was a
I
good
think
show.
I watched it. I think I watched the first season of that. If they did anymore, I didn't catch it. But
Yeah, first season was definitely a lot better than the second season. Still good. But I think Daredevil was the one that was more consistent as far as
Yeah.
like the seasons went along. And then Punisher spun off from Daredevil. I think Vincent D'Onofrio as freaking Kingpin was awesome. A great casting choice.
he also had that Gotham show too. That wasn't too bad. It was like around that same time.
Oh, Gotham.
Was that Netflix? I can't remember.
No, that was not Fox.
I might have watched it on Netflix.
Well, that's some news. Alexander Hammerstone is no longer with TNA.
Yeah, didn't he sign with AEW? I thought it was confirmed that
Josh
Alexander.
Alexander.
Yeah, I
Josh
think
Alexander
it was
was
confirmed.
going to AEW.
I think they both.
Hammerstone.
I think they're both was confirmed that time with AEW. I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. He says, wrestled my last match for TNA at the February tapings. I'm no longer under contract with the company. Grateful for the opportunities that came my way and excited for what's next.
Yeah, I think he's going to AEW.
I hope
I'm
not.
pretty,
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure I saw like a thing. I don't know if it was officially like AEW, but I could swear I saw a meme that had Josh Alexander and him, and it was like they're all elite.
ugh. It's kind of disappointing that Josh Alexander would go to AEW. But I mean, it makes sense with his family and everything like
Yeah,
that. And I think that's what a lot of people gravitate towards too with AEW. I mean, WWE is getting to that same type of thing too, where it's just, the TV tapings and the PLEs and like the occasional specials.
yeah. I mean, WWE has like a lot of talent right now, so
Yeah.
I could see going to AEW. You might be able to do like the Swerve, like Swerve did, and kind of, it's up to you to get your name up there, but it seems like it would be a little easier with AEW than with
Yeah.
you just gotta get the crowd behind you fast because like as soon as Tony Khan's then sign somebody else and you're old news.
That is true. For everyone that pre-ordered WWE 2K25, you have the 7-day early access, which started today. My PlayStation's been being a bitch the last couple days and seems not want to download the game. So
It's time to upgrade it to the PS5.
Yeah. I doesn't want to pay for the PS5. Like, shit has not dropped in price yet.
Yeah. Maybe you can talk all your kids into combining their birthday presents into one present.
Yeah. I'm going to tape my PS2 to my PS4 and get a PS6.
Like, hey, if y'all agree not to get any more birthday presents for the rest of the year, we can get us a PS5.
Well, better yet, I can take my PS3 to the PS4 and get a PS7.
PS7. There you go.
It's backwards compatible with PS4 and PS3 games. That's it. You have to use the 2 different drives, though. But I'm looking forward to finally getting a chance to play this. Hopefully when we're done here and I go back upstairs, it's downloaded and I can actually
download it. Cool. So you get the pre-order?
Yeah, pre-ordered the Dead Man, or not the Dead Man, the Bloodline edition, which comes with like everything.
Oh, okay. So that's the one, because I saw something, I don't know if it's true, they said that they're putting Abyss in the game?
Yeah, Abyss will be DLC. New Jack is DLC as well. I think I forgot to put that in the notes for this week.
Yeah. Kind of interesting that they'd have Abyss.
I think a lot of it has to do with obviously it has to do with the partnership with TNA. And I think that's going to give them access to other stuff as well. We've got the first DLC pack drops in May. That's Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Julia, Stephanie Backer, and a special celebrity guest. Could have been a wrestler in that slot, but no.
Probably Bad Bunny.
Yeah, probably. Or Travis Scott. DLC Pack 2 has Abyss and the Great Khali and 3 NBA stars.
3 NBA stars.
3 NBA stars. Yeah.
It better be fucking Karl Malone and fucking Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman better be 2 of them. Those are the only ones that really make any sense to be in there. It'll probably be
I'm trying to
freaking
think.
like LeBron and whoever else. So
I'm trying to think. I can't remember. Was there any other basketball players besides Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to go through my brain of knowledge and remember if anybody did anything. I'll say Shaq. Could be Shaq, but I'll say AW.
Shaq Fu gear.
Team him up with Dave Cargill to go get Cody and Randy.
DLC Pack 3 has Bull Nakano, Jordan Grace, New Jack, Penta, and a special celebrity guest to be announced later. DLC Pack 4 is Attitude Era Superstars, which is Billy Gunn, D'Lo Brown, Mark Henry, Road Dogg, and Victoria. How the hell is Billy Gunn still getting all this WWE stuff on top of being with AEW and getting figures and all this crap with AEW?
Oh, another thing. Do you think something that we forgot to talk about when we was talking about Raw? Do you think Chad Gable is bringing in Ray Phoenix?
What was that?
Do you think Chad Gable is going to bring in Ray Phoenix?
No.
No. There's a lot of rumors that that's what they're.
Yeah. A lot of rumors too of what's in the box, and everyone thinks it's the gauntlet from Lucha Underground, because there's that rumor that WWE bought Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
I hope that's not what they do. Phoenix and Penta had some great matches in Lucha Underground. But if they bring them in, I'd rather see him and Penta team together, or maybe them do something separate.
You could have the Hardy Boys follow each other.
Yeah,
they can always become brothers again.
Just as long as Penta doesn't burn down Phoenix's house. The 5th DLC pack has Jesse Ventura, Junkyard Dog, Mr. Wonderful, Sid Justice, and Tito Santana.
Sid Justice, not Sid Vicious. Sid Justice.
It said Sid Justice on here.
Yeah, no, Sid Justice was one of his names.
Give me Psycho Sid.
Yeah, Sid Justice was one of his names.
The Bloodline edition DLC pack comes with an Elite Jey Uso, Elite Roman Reigns, and Nation of Domination Rock.
What? That makes no sense.
Yeah. So you get
Nation of Domination Rock instead of Hollywood Rock. Or is Hollywood Rock part of the game already?
it says The Rock from 1997, Nation of Domination.
Yeah, that's Nation of Domination. I'm talking about, is Hollywood Rock in the game?
Yeah, Rock's in the game. It's just another version of him.
Another version. So is the Rock that's in the game the Hollywood Rock that's out now?
It should be Final Boss Rock.
Okay. Yeah, Hollywood, Final Boss, whatever you call him. Bald Rock.
Yeah. Dead Man Edition gives you Brother Love, 1990 Undertaker, and an Elite version of the Undertaker.
What's the difference between Elite and 1990?
They're the action figure, the ones that look like action figures. My kids love them. And then pre-order bonus was the Wyatt 6 DLC pack.
Okay.
Kind of excited that they're giving us Penta as DLC in here, considering he just debuted in January. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's modern day technology, and what I mean, it's not like old school.
yeah. I'm psyched to get Bull Nakano and Victoria. I don't think Nakano has not been in a WWE game at all. Like, this is her first game, and Victoria, like, it's been years since she's been in a WWE game.
Yeah.
Pretty stoked for those. It's gonna be pretty awesome. On top of all the other ones in there, like Peter Maivia and Fatu and Samu and Haku, like all those guys. So it's gonna be awesome. Awesome stuff. I'm thinking about maybe doing some kind of stream or something with the 2K25, maybe with like the universe mode, setting up my own thing and going through there.
Cool.
We'll see what happens. All right. Well, I ain't got anything else. You got anything else?
I don't.
All right. Well, in that case, that's going to do it for us. Check this out again. This wonderful Friday night. Technical difficulties and all. Really need to just hardwire my laptop with an Ethernet cable. But yeah, we'll check you guys next week. Hopefully no technical difficulties. Thanks again for checking us out. This is episode 275. On behalf of myself and Carl, we'll chat with you guys next week. Later, Marks.
Can't sing us.